What's up guys, Mr.Wednesday here, back at it with another faction war video, as you can have seen from the thumbnail. Now we're actually not on my account today. I sadly do not have a Sifi nor a Necrit. I'm actually doing a takeover for a friend of mine and I'm just waiting for him to greenlight something. So hey, in the meantime, I just thought, hey, let's just make the next faction war video. So first of all, let's discuss Undead Hordes. Mainly the boss is gonna be a pain, not gonna lie. So basically for every basically damage you do to him, so the lower his HP is whenever you actually do any damage, his turn meter increases. So actually like the easiest way to beat him is definitely gonna be keeping his turn meter low. Now Netril comes to mind, he's gonna be terrific here, but honestly all of the champions in this faction are pretty much great for the faction number 21 stage. Now, is there anybody who's better than somebody else? Well, yeah, of course. There's definitely some champions I really would not bring into here, but honestly, the number is just very small. So Crypt King, especially after his buff, is not bad at all. He's gonna be placing HP burn on A2, then gonna freeze people on A3. So if you make him fast enough to actually be able to circle back before the wave champion get a turn, he's gonna be able to freeze people all the way through. Now you can, if you have a Rotos, because he was a fusion, perhaps if you played at the time, you can get him into lifesteal. He's gonna self-heal very nicely. Then we have Saito, who's a good damage dealer for this faction, but again, if you can go with somebody else as a damage dealer, why not? He's not the best, definitely. Then we have Aligaius, who's actually pretty good, again for waves, because he's gonna be stealing those buffs. Let me just check on which skill that is. Oh, he also places the things on cooldown. And then over here he has a chance of removing 2 random buffs, also decreasing the turn meter by 20%. And then decrease enemy turn meter by further 0.2 for every 1% HP he loses. He also has this nice kinda stopping the death type of passive, where if he's about to die, he's gonna place a shield on himself and just allow for him to actually survive just a tad bit more. Body Alcazar is gonna be amazing here. Mashal too. Netril, as I said. Harvest Jack isn't bad. I used him a couple of times during the takeovers, and then again like Sifi, Necrit are absolutely gonna be amazing. I'm not even gonna shout out Eurost, because like if you have Eurost, he is I believe like 2nd or even like 3rd legendary Hard Doom Tower. So if you're like clearing Hard Doom Tower that easily, you definitely have a Lydia, so you're not struggling honestly with this faction. Now Little Mizani is very glass cannon, so kinda not ideal when it comes to damage dealers. Vlad is gonna be nice. He was a fusion as well, so I assume many of you will have him. This leech is gonna be very nice, honestly, like he's gonna be able to self-heal through the damage he then does. And then also he does have this chance of, well, not a chance, he has this, I wouldn't say single target, decreased defense, which is not bad for the boss, honestly. Then when we get into the epics, Gorgorab is gonna be amazing for the revive. Seeker is honestly very, very good. Basically he can provoke endlessly given how fast you can make him, so depending on that. Then we have Dark Atel and Elhain, who are both viable damage dealers. Then we get into like Huskaram, Lich, not really like my cup of tea, so not really somebody I'm gonna recommend. Mauso Mage is gonna be amazing because of his basically increased crit rate, increased defense, block debuffs skill over here, and then also the cleanse, full cleanse on his A3, and also the decreased speed over here if you can get some accuracy into him. Now Vogot is gonna be an amazing healer for you. He can also provoke the waves, so a terrific champion, honestly. Then we have Zelota, who's again not bad. Not ideal, but not bad. Like he does place this shield, also a continuous heal, so kinda way to like top you off, and then also a chance to sleep people over here. So perhaps you can, to some degree, utilize him for like a way to crowd control people. Now, when we get into the rares here, we do have a couple that are really, really good. Like Banshee over here is not bad at all. She does have this AoE, A1. Also decreased defense. It is a small version of decreased defense, but not bad. Also AoE over here with the chance of removing one random buff, so basically 65% chance when booked. And then also we do have an attacks 2 times random. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing block active skills. Now you could get her into a what's it called, stun set, and actually bet on her stunning people. That is a very viable option to go with. Now otherwise, just before we continue with rares, I do want to just come back up to the epics just one more time and actually just mention one more thing. You do have a Corpse Collector. Now Corpse Collector has a leech over here, so that's kinda not a really bad way for you to heal yourself. Also, like, heal reduction over here and decrease accuracy, and hits 3 times at random, can place poisons, which is gonna be rather nice for the boss because it's gonna do a lot of damage to him. So she's a very viable option. Just remembered I forgot to mention her, so I do wanna come back just to mention her right now. Now otherwise, we do have Baltus, who, I mean, decrease attack on a single target, not bad. We do have a decreased crit rate over here, so a very viable champion again. And then attacks one enemy, provoke, also heals by 20% of max HP, also reflects 30% of the damage this champion receives back to the attacker. Now, I did say in the beginning that the turn meter decrease is gonna be very viable here, especially at the boss stage, which it is. But who have I used to clear this faction first time around? I did not have any of the broken champions. I did have Rotos because I did play during that fusion. So basically I used Rotos, and then also I had Mashalad. So kinda, well, I'm not gonna really say not broken, but Mashallah is not broken. You can by all means substitute him. I used actually Blood Gorged at level 50. I did not have a single reviver, and I actually used Seeker and a Frozen Banshee. So that team is 100% not ideal. But the point of it all is, you can clear it. You will need a lot of regen gear or immortal gear. I did have some healing through Mashalad's leech over here. His True Fear is also very nice, and he does self-sustain really nicely because of the continuous heals here. So if you do not have him for the leech, as I said, you can truck your way through the faction just by using a regen, lifesteal, or immortal to keep yourself alive. Now, did I do it first time around? No, I didn't. Honestly, if I remember correctly, I actually streamed it on Discord for my friends, so we can kinda ease my pain. I think it took 12 or was it 13 tries to actually kill the boss with all 5 champions alive. But I mean, hey, it's worth it. I had as I said, 2 level 50s. I think, no, actually, did I even use Mashal in the? No, I didn't. I used Banshee for the stun. Yeah, I used Banshee for the stun. I got Mashal literally 3 days after I have cleared the faction. Now I remembered. So yeah, it took a really long time. I'm not gonna lie. The first clear took 10 minutes because I really had to be picky with who I target, what I do, so I do not mess it up. And I actually had no source of healing straight away, because I just had no healers, I had no revivers like Gorgrab, etc. So it's definitely gonna come to how patient you are, because there's definitely some rares, as we said, Banshee is very viable here, Frozen Banshee is very viable, Doom Screech can be used. Now otherwise not really a crazy good selection. Stitched Beast here, I saw some people recommend him. I'm just not gonna recommend him. His stats are fairly low. You would have to put crazy gear on him, and even then his he just doesn't feel that viable to me. This decrease of turn meter is really nice, but I mean 4 turn cooldown, hey, if you just cannot do it, perhaps invest in him. It's just a really small shout out, definitely not somebody I'm gonna recommend you strictly going for. So honestly, as I said, this faction can seem really hard if you do not have a good reviver or a good support champion, but honestly it's very doable. If you have Aligaius, who's the fusion, you can bring him in. Perhaps you were lucky enough to pull some champions. You definitely should have led. I'm not gonna say he was like an easy fusion, but a like fairly doable fusion, honestly. If you saved up your resources by at least like a tiniest bit, you should have been able to do him. So you do have like a off healer from him because of the leech over here. So like those two, if you like did your fusions and then perhaps you were like lucky enough to pick up 1, 2, like these two you basically get for free as well. So maybe if you like pulled, I don't know, like perhaps you're lucky to get a Vogot, or maybe you like got a Gargorab. Like if you have a Reviver, it's definitely gonna make your life much easier. You can bring somebody like a shield set plus an immortal set to like help sustain the first initial output of damage. Poisons are gonna be your friend against the boss, so Frozen Banshee, again, like in lifesteal set, very viable. Just up her HP and defense through the roof, so she does not take like a crazy amount of damage. And honestly, like a fairly doable faction. I'm not gonna say easy, it's not easy by any means. Like when we check out all the possible factions you have here, I'm gonna definitely put Undead Hordes, just because you really do need to have like, there's really not like a chance to like build a strictly rare team like we mentioned with some of the other factions. I'm not even sure if like a strictly epic team would work. I'm gonna say yes if you like have a Gargorab Seeker, let's say Vogot, perhaps like a Dark Elane, and then maybe like Mausamage or something like that. Like it could work, don't get me wrong, like, or perhaps like a Baltus, like it could work. But again, just the addition of Vlad is very nice. If you have him, please do utilize him for faction wars. He's gonna be amazing here. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna put this faction up on my list of difficulty. I'm not gonna say it's the most difficult because I just don't feel like it is. But it's definitely in like top 5. So if you are struggling with it, if you have any questions, if perhaps you're like not sure what you're doing wrong, you just cannot clear it, as always, my Discord is in the description of each and every one of my videos. Please hop on over there, tag me, just post your screenshots. If I'm not online, somebody else is gonna come and they'll help you work through the champions you have to actually be able to clear this faction. And again, if you have any questions otherwise, you can leave them down in the comments below. And until the next episode, Mr. Wednesday, signing out.